Hello and welcome back to a little thing we like to call the Coffee with Kheaa podcast. We've not done this in a couple of months, and this is only our third one for 2025.
Something like that.
And we have no excuses, y'all. I don't have a grand excuse other than we're just busy.
Right. Yeah.
But we do have a few updates, and so we did want to come on and do some quick fire updates. There's a lot going on in the world right now of financial aid, but there's also a lot of uncertainty and a lot of questions and a lot of things that we won't know what the implications are for a couple of weeks. And so we're going to do some quick fire, just what's been going on in the world, just because we know how much you've missed us.
That's right. Little midsummer update.
Well, there you go. A little midsummer update. We'll be back in the fall. You like how I did that?
Yeah. Yes.
But first, a little coffee talk.
Yes.
All right, our coffee talk today, since we have been on full vacation from Coffee with Kheaa.
Right.
Talk to us about your summer vacation plans, Keith.
So, we are taking the crew down to South Carolina this summer. So we're going to do a lot of swimming and some beach time, which, you know, my kids, any vacation we go on, their highlight is the pool.
The water, yeah.
It doesn't matter if I'm in a city, out in the middle of nowhere, far away, close to home. I've made this argument before. I could save a lot of money by just booking like a hotel 10 minutes from my house, but I have to get a change of scenery too, so I'm packing them all up and we're going down to South Carolina for a week.
Road trip, or are you flying?
We're actually flying because I got a really, really good deal. You know how I search for good deals.
Yes.
You ready for this? All four of us, my wife and my two kids, myself, all bags covered, priority access, everything, $500.
What in the world?
I know. So I couldn't
Keith is
bring
in the
myself.
mafia.
I could not bring myself to drive like 12 hours.
Right. With children.
I'd probably have to stop somewhere along the way, pay for a hotel and all that stuff. So we're just going to fly.
Do you have a real ID?
I do, but I live in Ohio, so like in Ohio we've had this real ID for a while. It's not as big of a deal as what it is here in Kentucky.
I need to ask Mackenzie how that went last week, because you know she
someone
flew
was
without
telling
one.
me that someone, maybe it was Kelly. I don't know. I was talking to someone on
maybe
staff.
it was, no, Kelly's the one that doesn't have one. Mackenzie has one.
Yeah, Kelly was telling me that someone told her that you can still go to the airport, but you got to go to like a special line, and it takes forever to get approval, and I don't know. She said she does not recommend it.
Modern day class society. Isn't getting a new one hard?
Yeah.
That's what Kelly was saying.
I left my house at 7:30 this morning, and I have to go past the Kentucky Transportation Cabinet where they do the real IDs.
The real IDs, yeah.
The line was already from the front door all the way to the street.
Wow.
At 7:30.
7:30, and they don't open till 8.
So
2 months ago, you made an appointment. You still haven't had it?
Is July 16th.
Oh my goodness.
So I've seen all this go down like from the periphery. Again, I don't live in Kentucky. So what exactly is happening? Is there a deadline that's coming up with the real
It's
ID?
already
It was
passed.
May.
May, yeah.
Okay, so and basically the real ID, you can't fly without it. Is that the basics of all of this?
Right.
Okay.
And you have one, but you have to get one with your new last name, right?
Yeah.
And my understanding, most states already like just made it a requirement. Like that's my understanding. That's how Ohio was. That they never really gave you a choice. So like whenever that became a thing, that's just how the Ohio IDs
Kentucky just
have
drug their
been.
feet, I think.
Well,
Yeah.
well, when Kentucky updated their ID, the real ID thing,
I don't know if they can hear y'all.
they made one where you can get either a real ID or just a regular one, and now they're only doing real ID.
Yes.
I think.
Because
recently
So they're doing it like the Ohio way now.
Yeah.
I think
Okay.
so.
Interesting. Okay. But anyway, I was talking to Kelly recently, and she said she had some concerns about flying because of the ID situation. So,
Okay.
interesting. What about you, Cass? I know you just came back from vacation.
I was going to say, vacation is come and gone. We may take another little one, because when you have 4 children, 6 and under, you don't take like a week-long vacation. Like, that is exhausting. I mean, why is this happening?
Here, you got to tighten it up.
It's pretty nice.
Righty tighty, lefty loosey.
I taught my kids that. And then they're like, They're like, which one is your left? Left makes it looser.
Well, yeah, but which way's left?
Toward your left hand.
It's counterclockwise.
Yeah.
Okay, but that
Clockwise tightens.
Okay, well, that makes more sense.
There you
than left
go.
and right.
There you go. Clockwise.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we took a very last minute kind of spur of the moment trip, and I kind of lined out for my husband, like, okay, we could go to Lake Barkley and this is what it would look like, or we could go to Red River Gorge and this is what it could look like, or, you know, apparently there's a little, it's just broken. There's a little resort in Bowling Green called Jellystone that, it's got like mini golf and pools and everything right there
Nice.
in Bowling Green. So anyway, I laid everything out for him, and he was like, but one of the options was like, or we could like get a cabin in Gatlinburg, but that's going to cost $7 million. And he was like, sold. That's the one. So we could have taken like a, $600 vacation, but we chose the $7 million one. So anyways, we rented, we got a great last minute deal on a great cabin for our
You did,
family
yeah.
because it was a great deal, right?
Yeah.
And we had access to a pool, we had a hot tub, we had a sauna, which my kids, there was a heat wave, there was a heat advisory, and we were chilling in the sauna. Like, my kids, and like there's a picture of us, and one of my kids is under a blanket in the sauna. Like, anyways, we got in the hot tub every night. It was so hot. But we did Gatlinburg. I mean, we did the stuff. We did Ripley's Believe It or Not. We broke my daughter. She is 3. And after taking her to Ripley's Believe It or Not, now she is obsessed with shrunken heads and talks about them all the time. We got like the little souvenir booklet, and she like makes us read it to her over and over. Like, it is, she like wants us to like look up like, the people who like pop their eyes out, or the people who like can take their lip and put it up to their nose and stuff like that. Like, she wants us to like look that up on our phones all the time. She's broken. So
There you go.
Lulu, Cuckoo, what are they called? Those creepy dolls that are coming out?
Labubu?
Labubu.
La Boo Boo. I don't know what
those are.
this is.
Do you know what that
I don't
is?
know what this is.
Now.
Interesting.
Here, I was gonna say we're gonna have to look up the La Boo Boo.
Never heard of it.
Me either.
I feel like Zach and Lene keep us on the cutting edge.
They do. I am so not cool until I hang out with you guys, and I'm
Yeah.
like, oh.
Every time we do one of these, I learn how
Don't show this
not
one
with it
in
I
words.
am.
They're expensive.
Never
now.
seen this ever.
They were everywhere on vacation. Now, I think they were like knockoffs on vacation, but I remember seeing those and being like, I don't know what this is. They come in like little white boxes. Yes, they were everywhere on vacation. She could
Interesting.
not have been less interested in it, so I'm going to keep it that way. They had to be knockoffs on vacation, though, because they were cheap. Like,
So is this
$6,
like the new
$10.
Beanie Baby or something?
The Labubus are like 40 plus.
$40 for that little thing?
Wow.
No.
What, 6 you have to collect?
Oh, I had
and
no
there's
idea.
different.
They're freaking me out. I don't like their teeth.
They're weird.
Don't Google
$40 a
Labubu.
pop.
Not
Wow.
interested.
Maybe that can be a revenue stream for us. New Kia Labubu.
A Kia
Morty.
Labubu. Okay, with a little graduation gap. Anyway, so yeah, we spent $7 million, and then we got back, and my kids were like, "Y'all didn't get us anything on vacation," despite the like garbage bags full of souvenirs they got. So anyways, it was it really was a very perfect vacation. It was very hot, but that's okay. It was a perfect vacation, and we may do like another long weekend before the summer is over, or like just before school starts or something. But yeah, so those were. Can y'all hear that? It's not me.
Just got to give it up.
It's the broken tripod. Maybe if I stopped touching it constantly,
I think that's
it
what it
wouldn't
is.
do this, but
I created that. That stand does not go with that quickly thing.
way to go.
Now the
okay,
truth
comes
comes
out.
out.
It was not
Yep.
my fault all along.
Zach broke it.
Zach
No.
broke it.
Rigged it.
It's broked. All right. Let's do some quick fire. What's been going on in the world of financial aid? Do you want to use this cheat sheet that I made us?
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. So I guess we should probably start. The biggest headline right now, I feel like, would be the student loan repayments.
That's right.
There are
about
updates on our website about
Yeah.
that as well.
Yeah.
But for years now,
about 5 of them.
since COVID, right? So people haven't had to necessarily worry about like default and
Right.
some of these other things
Right.
with student loan repayment. But now that's over. So now payment is back into effect, and
collections are
back. So it's something that's very important. Like if you are a borrower and you have loans that have been around for a while, and you may have grown accustomed to some of the freeze over the last few years, I think it's very important to maybe brush up on your student loan balances, your servicer, reach out to them, make sure you have everything lined up in terms of payment. If you are in default, I know you and I were talking earlier this morning that a really, really high number of people are in default.
1 in
currently.
3 is the current stat.
Right.
1 in 3 borrowers are in default.
And if you find yourself in that situation, it can certainly be panic-inducing and stressful, obviously. But the good news is servicers have a lot of options to help you out. So, fight that urge to ignore that issue. Because the quicker you can get in contact with your loan servicer, typically the quicker you're going to find yourself dug out of that situation.
Absolutely. And I know, years ago, we had some loan people from kheaa come and talk to our group. And one of the things that they said, which has stuck with me, and I think this is still the case, but I'm not 100% sure, is when you answer the phone or when you call them, they are legally, and you're in default, they legally have to say your payment due today is your balance plus interest. And so they're going to say your payment due today is $27,000, and you're going to, feel panicky.
It's a lot scarier than what it is,
because because all you have to say is, I can't make that payment. And then that opens the door for them to help you out. You can rehabilitate your loan so that it doesn't go on your credit score. There's a lot they can do for you. So if you're listening to this and you've been ignoring your student loan and you're nervous, we are giving you the courage. This is Casi and Keith. You have our word. We're giving you the courage. Call your loan servicer and see what they can do for you, because I guarantee it's not as scary as you think it is. And with that, I have a lot of people reaching out to me with photos of mail they're getting that says hey, we can help you with your student loan, blah, 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 blah. There's a lot of scamming happening because of the student loan restart. So just call your servicer directly. The person who is sending you the letters that say Nelnet or Great Lakes or Fed Loans or kheaa or ARC or whomever is sending you letters saying you owe money for your student loan, just call them directly, because they can do all of those for you, and it doesn't cost you, a third-party fee.
With the Advantage Education Loan, you get a low fixed interest rate, no fees, and flexible repayment options.
All from a nonprofit lender that puts students first.
Whether you're a student, parent, or graduate, the Advantage Education Loan helps make higher education affordable and manageable.
Apply online in minutes at advantageeducationloan.com.
And take the next step with confidence.
Advantage Education Loan,
built for students,
backed by experience.
Yeah, I would say step one, reach out to the servicer 100%. The other thing I would encourage folks to do, if you have student loan debt with a high interest rate, I would highly consider looking at potential refinance loans that are out there. For instance, the Kentucky Advantage Education Loan here in the state of Kentucky, they have refinance interest rates as low as 5.18%, which is a lot lower than what you're going to find from the federal government through the Parent Plus loan program, which right now is about 9% interest.
Probably
and
lower than what you're already paying, what your interest rate already is.
Yeah.
So
I'm a huge advocate for keeping your eyes and ears open to see what deals are out there in terms of refinance loans, but just be careful because, as Cassie mentioned, there are a lot of scams out there. But check out that Advantage Education Loan when you get a chance, because there's a good chance you might be able to save some money.
Absolutely. We love saving money. So